probably thinking, should I use a broker or go to the bank? If you've watched all these other videos of me, a mortgage broker, telling you, you're probably leaning towards the broker side. But in this video, I'm going to tell you the benefits of using a broker versus the benefits of using a bank. Now, of course, you could walk into the bank and get an approval, assuming the numbers made sense, and then you might be happy with that. The problem is that each bank has slightly different sets of rules and slightly different products, so you might not actually be able to get approved at one, but then another one would approve you. Or if you have self-employed income, some banks will give you more money, whereas others won't. Some other banks offer discounts on interest rates for new builds, whereas others won't. And some banks are actually just closed to pre-approvals for anyone that's less than 20%. Now, there's no way of you knowing all of that across all of the banks, but a mortgage broker that works with all the banks does know this. And that's why it's really easy for us when you talk to us about your situation and then fill in our form to kind of figure out that one or two or three of these banks is going to best suit your situation. And that's just the beginning. Once you've actually got your pre-approval, which essentially is the easy part for us and for you, because the bank's either going to say yes or no, the next step is actually more challenging, which is you actually buying a house. And when it comes to the bank side of things, some of the people that work in the banks don't even have their own properties. Whereas with us, we understand that buying your first home is challenging and you've never done it before. So getting your hand held through the process of knowing how to make offers, when to talk to lawyers, real estate agents, builders, what things you need to keep in mind or keep an eye out for is really, really valuable during this time. And it's even more valuable when you're getting stressed out because you have 5 days to fulfill all your conditions on your offer. I think that is the most valuable thing of using a broker. Now, of course, we can also get cheaper interest rates or equally cheaper interest rates across all the banks that you would have access to. But that's not that important if you get the loan structure incorrect. The loan structure is so important. And again, this is where advice comes to be better when you go through a broker. Usually, obviously, some brokers aren't very good and some people at the bank are really good. But you need to focus on how you can pay off your mortgage faster, if that's your goal. And having a cheap interest rate is part of that. But if you fix or structure your mortgage incorrectly, that could cost you huge break fees. And of course, a bank isn't going to tell you, hey, you're probably better off with one of our competitors, whereas we can say, hey, this bank's going to be better than this bank for you because of X, Y, and Z. And you might be thinking, well, that sounds awesome, but then if I go to the bank, isn't it free? Well, yes, it is, but so is a broker. Because we get paid by the banks, you don't usually have to pay us anything for doing all of this. So it's kind of win-win for everybody because you get your first home, can live happily ever after. I get paid because I got you the mortgage and I don't actually have to chase you for that money. And the bank's happy because they've got the mortgage. So I think broker is always best. Obviously, I'm biased, but I think those are all fair points. And hopefully by the time you've watched all these other videos that I'm making for you, you've come to the conclusion as well that a good broker is super valuable to have on your team when you're buying your first home or any property in that respect.